Welcome to News Insights. Peter Obi is not standing on a ground that he's not familiar with. He stands on a ground that he knows. And what he has been consistent with things he has been saying. And he said they are critical part of the economy. He said one of them is education, another one is health. The third one is the poverty that looms in the society, infrastructural decay. And we've seen the things that he has said, and they are true. But the opposition thinks otherwise. Is it that they don't live in the country, or they just feel that he just wants to talk? Okay.
Like we've always said, it's unfortunate that the way the society functions is politics that controls every other thing.
Yes.
And it's unlikely you are going to be in the market and ask people not to trade. It's very, very unlikely. Yeah. So the response you got from Bwala and Morka are all political responses. Okay. Oftentimes you begin to wonder whether there are times they can go for break, and suspend politics for reality. Okay, politics is more like, fire methods is like Nollywood. Yeah. So in some form, there are some times where you need to be truthful. Like I was telling you people that there could be a miracle between now and 2027. And such miracle can only come if APC decides to look inward, measure certain index and say, oh, we don't think these things are working. Then we need to redirect. And hopefully, if they are speedy enough in doing that, before 2027, something good can happen, and Asiwaju might be able to retain his seat through the votes of the people, that it is still possible. Okay, but you are not going to get that when you keep, trying to shut down somebody who is raising certain points, and you believe it because he lost the election of 2023, that is the memory of the defeat that is still haunting him. Truth be said, the memory of that defeat is haunting many Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians still believe that in some form that Peter Obi won that election. So that memory hasn't really gone. Morka and they are right about that. That memory hasn't gone. So if it hasn't gone away with some from the memories of many Nigerians, it almost wouldn't have gone away from the memory of Peter Obi. But I do not believe that all the things Peter Obi was saying are on the platter of politics, because essentially the corruption you are seeing today, we believe that if Peter Obi was the president, he would have made a more giant stride that we are seeing. Okay, you can see Morka was enumerating the areas where they have made some remarkable progress, like being able to reduce the debt ratio servicing profile, and being able to pay off some forex balances they had before. I can't categorically place hand on that one. But now, the people are not feeling it. You are almost all taxes in all corners are still being increased. So if really you have made this much of money, the crude oil has increased and everything has increased, and people should feel it. The people should feel it by not taxing them the more. The impact should get to the people. So all those money he claimed they have made, all those increase, let people feel it. My encouragement for him now is allow people to feel it.
But our debt profile has also
increased in absolute value. That is why they went for that is why they went for servicing ratio profile. They know what they are doing, but in absolute value, it has increased.
Like Okafor said something, said, can we leave the politics of what we are doing and come to reality? The reality is what is on ground. On security, we feel the reality. On poverty, we feel the reality. On education, healthcare, we feel the reality. Are they the one that should come to this reality, or is Obi that should come to the reality that things don't work in Nigeria?
We said something here that if APC will look inward, the National Assembly is supposed to be checkmating or advising or correcting the executive. Now, the National Assembly we have at the moment has become like a toothless bulldog.
A puppet.
In the hands of our...
Are they bulldog at all?
No, they are a puppet.
So now, there was an advice from this table that APC can take or should take, critics from opposition, and weigh it, watch it first. If you're coming to tell me this morning that my stomach is big and it's not big, I will now understand that you are just talking out of anger or enviness.
Yeah. Is your stomach big?
But you are telling me my stomach is big, and I know it is big.
Okay.
I should now look at you that you are an honest person.
That's right.
Is it a problem to me? Is it affecting me in any way or affecting my relationship with you? Then I want to take. But that shows sincerity of purpose. The things that Peter Obi is saying, are they real? For instance, the people that were killed in Edo State, if we had good roads and our transport system was very perfect, they could have trained a movement from Port Harcourt to Kano, which was before. Maybe if flight was like the way it should be, 20,000, 30,000 from there, they might not have traveled by road. If everything, so is the things that Peter Obi is saying, is he just talking to discredit the government? The answer is no. So why won't you look into it? Even if you feel the man lost election 2023, he didn't say he wants to be president at all costs. He said, okay, if I were elected, these are the things I would have done. And these are the things you should have done for Nigerians to find it easy. You are not doing it. Instead of looking at it, what he's saying, is it making sense? You are rather trying to criticize him and to blackmail him. I woke up, I just drove into filling station. Sometimes some of us drive to NNPC because they say fuel was 800 and something. Just drove into the filling station, it's now 950 for no explanation. Why? Because a single aspect, Dangote refinery today cannot get through. So are the things this man saying affecting Nigerians negatively? The answer is yes. So why not look into it? Even call him, he's a Nigerian, for crying out loud. And he's not fighting the government. Call him and call every other person. Okay, fine. These things we are saying that we're not doing that right. How do we go about it? What would we have done? I don't think any other Nigerian will not be happy to contribute their quota. So it's unfortunate the way APC and their spokespeople are looking at the opposition.
You see, but most of the time, sometimes I actually sit down and look at the fact that do we just want to criticize the ruling government, or we are talking about the things you and I feel, touch, see, experience, economically, politically, the insecurity in the system, or in the society, the hunger that pervades everywhere that we can see. So most of the time, what I normally think is that, do they just think that Obi just comes up and things are working well? The power sector is, perfect, nice. He just say there's no enough power. Or he sees that the roads are good. We can see a road that is being constructed from here to Enugu. You and I can adjure that the road from Kefi to Kefi to Makodi is one of the best roads in the country right now.
It was done by the last administration.
Yes, that's a credit given to Buhari and
Fashola.
Not really Fashola, it was the former chief of staff.
Yeah, but it was still under Fashola.
But we also have information that after Kyari died, they tried to scupple it because it didn't finish earlier. So I don't want to give that credit to Fashola.
Well, he was the Minister of Works.
He was the minister, but it was not under his supervision.
Yeah.
He was not the one that cut the deal between the Chinese and the federal government. But let's leave that one alone. Can't we take examples for those kind of things look at how
that is why I said the Morkas and the Bwalas should understand the difference between re-election and election. In 2027, Asiwaju will be coming for re-election. No Nigeria is listening to Bwala. No Nigerian is listening to Morka. They are listening to their pocket. They are listening to their standard of living. They are listening to their life. Our former vice president, Professor Shibanjo, once said when he was campaigning against Jonathan that if you have performed very well, you do not need television. Yes. That will feel it, will know it, will see it. That thing has not changed. So I will encourage APC. I will encourage APC to put on their thinking cap. Like we said, Emefiele's time, we said, he was reckless, was that. But in his time, the dollar remained between 360, 400. There was a time it went to 400 and they brought it down to 360 and they maintained that. Now, there is a savings from the money government was using in servicing that from 360 to over 1,005, 1,006 that it is today. Where are those savings? Okay, the people are not seeing it. Yesterday, we were talking about the interest rate of 40%. Who will do business with 40% interest rate? So how many percent of profit are you going to make? The CBN Even though they've never done business at all. That is why I'm also against all these boys that they employ from day one to the end, managing the economy without knowledge of business. What business are you going to do with 40% interest rate? What business? So how much is the profit? How much profit are you going to make? What they can they tell us the name of the business you will do? This is a government that want to activate production sector. And production sector takes time. Takes time to activate. So except you are looking for buy and sell, which was maybe 45, and those are not what our economy needs. Maybe he had heard from the textbook that if you want to reduce inflation, you increase interest rates. But we have very, very informal sectors pervading Nigerian economy. You don't just copy what you saw from the white economy and bring it here. It's not going to work because the economy is not the same. It's not the same. It's not going to work. Their production sector is already working. They have high stock of capital. We don't have high stock of capital. That is where government intervention should come in.
Yes.
Or have a sectional interest rate for different sectors.
In fact, I was trying to look at those that were the new GMD that came into an NPC. And the board chairman that came in, that's Ojulawo and Kida that came in. Now, the GMD had worked for Shell all his life, not a Nigerian company. They are exploring oil from Nigeria, defrauding Nigerians. That's the truth.
Yeah.
The same with Total, that Kida has worked for all his life. Now, I ask, will these men obey their former paymasters in granting them more access to Nigerian resources than or be patriotic? Because I don't see any way they've been patriotic, because there's no deal that Total or Shell has had with Nigeria that has been good for Nigerians. So it might.
And when Obi says it now, they'll say
he's shouting because he lost the election.
And because he said we should put on our thinking cap.
Yes.
So will these new people at the helm of NNPC or NNPCL work for the interest of Nigeria or work for the interest of those that have defrauded Nigerians? I just thought about it. I said, so where are we going? So when you talk, I'm a particular, I'm into sports. Yeah. And I've seen that someone like Kida has not favored sport in Nigeria. He has been the head of Nigerian Basketball Association.
What is our basketball?
For about 8 years. And since he's been the head, Nigerian Basketball Organization has not had a local league.
I think any ruling party, it could be another government tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a PC.
Yes.
Because 2027 is going to be an interesting time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that I can assure you. So any government in power at some point must, like I've always said, see criticism from opposition as a tool and put it in your toolbox. It's a free consulting services. They have just told you where they are giving you temperature of the society. The temperature of the society now is that the standard of living of Nigerians have fallen. So this government, you don't need spokesperson. All you need is to reactivate those indices. Those savings you have made, let the people feel it. It's not just by dashing money. Let business people feel it. The interest rate for somebody who wants to do certain things should come down. You don't just say, oh, go to Agric, what's the name of this development bank? Another one. Bank of Industry. And go, you get a fee paper for fee paper, and then it will never work. It's not going to work. You do this and do that. You still need to bring property, blood, this and that and that. It's not going to work. At the end of the day, they need to be sent there, but maybe in setting for money that is not there. They will put in their website that you can access this money. Go to your own local bank and talk to your local bank. Local bank say there's nothing like that. The money is not there. They don't have it. I think those are the areas that this government should fix. Look at our power. If this government should fix power generation and distribution, everybody will see it.
I mean,
Morka and Bwala will not need to bother about whatever Obi is saying. If Obi is talking out of the...
Is the Nigerians that will come to the...
If Obi is talking out of the pain of defeat, Nigerians will say, Ogbeni, that one don't do. Basically. Yes. So... I think they should rise up. Rather, they don't have to respond to Obi statement by statement. All Obi statement, they should respond by action.
Your takeaway.
Yeah. Just APC should take opposition statement and complaint as a tool that will say, check it, value it. What they are saying, is it reality, is it on ground? Improve on life of Nigerians. take what they complain about, see how you can make amendments, and like he has rightly said, the same Nigerians, once we have it a little, we applaud. Just like we talk about security, that the present administration have tried, we'll still talk more about it.
All right. Take the tools of the opposition or criticism of the opposition, put them into your bag as free consultant services, and work with them.
That's right.
That will be our take.
Yes.
All right. We'll be right back on News Insights.